Thinking. Okay, we're live and happy Monday morning to all of you out there. My name is Colleen Biggs, and I'm a speaker, author, peak performance coach, and been an entrepreneur for several years. I've been working as a coach in the industry for about 20 years, and I'm excited to have somebody with me today that has quite a bit of experience as an entrepreneur. Her name is Dawn Cermak, and we're going to find out all about her today and how'd she do it. Dawn, you have quite a resume. Please share with all of those that are watching today a little bit about you, your resume, and what you're most excited about that you're working on right now.
Well, I thank you for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be here on a Monday morning. I have been an entrepreneur for 32 years, and I always know exactly how many years because I started my first business with my baby in my belly with a clear intention that I wanted to be at home with my kids. Mm-hmm. Now, it didn't quite work out the way I thought it was going to work out because that business that I started became very successful. So instead of like working from home and like being in my kitchen and like I ended up with 100,000 square foot warehouse, 150 employees, doing events all over the world. Actually, it was a special event production company. It was my sister's idea. This was not my brainchild. My sister called me one day and she said, "Hey, we signed a non-compete in New Jersey, but we think we could do this and make a lot of money. Do you think you could incorporate the business for us in Maryland? And we'll do business in Maryland for 18 months. And then as soon as our non-compete expires, then we'll start doing business in New Jersey." I'm like, "Oh, sure, no problem." Okay, keep in mind, this was 32 years ago. There was no internet. There was no Google how to start a business. So I trotted on down to the local Office Depot and picked a how to incorporate a business pack for $39.99 it was, I think, how to incorporate your business. It was all papers, and I hand wrote like the name of the company. Yeah. Had to physically take it down to Preston Street in Maryland, which is where our SDAT is, our state.
We should just stop right there for 1 second. Look at how much you had to do in going down to like an Office Depot or a Staples. Now, it is so easy to incorporate a business. It is so easy to start a business. And yet with all those hurdles in your way and everything that you had to do, you still did it.
Well, and step by step by step. Was in international relations. I went to Johns Hopkins. My dad was so proud. Got a degree in international studies, worked for the National Council for International Visitors on the United States Information Agency's International Visitor Program. Like, it was always my dream. I loved languages. So I end up owning a special event production company. Not my thing, right? Not my passion, not my dream, but business was my thing. So my sister was the designer. She was like the design, sales, whatever. And I did everything else. So I learned baptism by fire, which is how I've done everything. No MBA, no CPA, no whatever. Baptism by fire from the ground up, learned how to do every single piece of being a CEO, right? And I was thinking back on it, and I was thinking the only business I've ever actually not been successful. I'm actually on businesses 9, 10, and 11 right now. And the only business I was ever not successful in was a business that I started really just to get the tax benefits of owning the business. So I started a landscaping company because I was really into gardening at that point. And I had 28 gardens on my property and I loved gardening. And so I started the business, and I did sell some plants, and it was really about selling plants, right? So I did show income, but most of it was really just to expense a lot of the supplies that I was using and the equipment that I was using. I had a chipper, I had a chainsaw, I had like serious equipment needs. And so I started the landscaping company to offset some of those expenses. So while I didn't make money, I did because I wrote off so much, generated a loss in that business, and that went against my W-2 income. So I was able to bring home more of my W-2 income as a result of setting up a losing company. I mean,
it's great. And you guys wound up selling that business, isn't that right?
We sold it because I was trying to get back to my kids. Yeah. You know, I was working 80, 90 hours a week, like golden handcuffs, right? 80, 90 hours a week, super stressful every weekend, because when our events, they're on the weekends. They're all week long and on the weekends. So I'd get a call at like 5 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and they'd say, our truck broke down in New Jersey. Can you come and get us? I'm like, I'm on my way to my son's swim meet. So I'm like, redivert, drive to New Jersey, go get the crew. Like, it was, or the yellow fun fur didn't get here for our yellow submarine room for the AOL Christmas party. Can you find it? We think it's in Louisville. Okay, on it. I'm on it. Because that's what it was. It was just, it was it. And at the same time, it was, and when the company was a little younger, it was like a family. And we never asked anyone to do anything that we weren't willing to do, including cleaning the bathrooms, emptying the trash, loading a truck, flying to Louisville, trying to find the yellow fun fur, whatever it was. They saw us doing everything we asked them to do. And it created a loyalty and a commitment that it is hard to find these days, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So where did you go from there once you guys sold the business? I know you have a business now and a community that you're building, and you're doing this. What I love about why you're doing this community is because you know that what it takes to build businesses, and you know the basic principles of it, the foundations of it, because you've built so many businesses, and there's so many women out there that are leaving these holes open in their businesses. And what's happening is they're sinking because of those holes. And so you created the Hey Taxi Academy community for women to be able to not only be supported by other women, but be supported by you and your partner, Jill.
Well, originally, so here's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
Originally, we started Hey Taxi with a commitment to educate and empower women around the business and tax side of their business, with a commitment to helping women understand what it is they need to be putting in the shoebox, right? Mm-hmm. Because I guarantee you, like, if you haven't taken taxes and tequila, chances are you're leaving money on the table. And it's weird, and it's different things for everybody. So we go through line item by line item on that Schedule C, that profit and loss statement that you have to submit to the IRS. We go through line item by line item and help you identify what you should be tracking, easy ways to track, right? Like your mileage and travel expenses and things like that, easy ways to track it, and then how to prepare it so you can send it off to the accountant. I don't do your taxes. That's not me. Full disclaimer, but I do help you understand what to put in the shoebox. So we started there. And what we found, and what I was reminded of, because it is entrepreneurship, it can be a lonely journey, but it doesn't have to be. And I remember, so I was an entrepreneur. I had my sister as my partner, but I still didn't have anybody to talk to about my challenges as the CEO. Mm-hmm. Again, she was design creative, and she's super smart, very business minded, but like in thinking about business structure, business organization, organizational growth, and CEO stuff, I didn't really have anybody to talk to. And I was invited to an organization called Entrepreneurs Organization. And it was an organization, your business had to be grossing at least $1 million a year, which we were. I think we were at like 8 million at that point. And, but other than that, that was the one parameter, and you had to own 25%. And so I'm like, oh, I'll go check it out. I walked in the room. A guy came over and started talking to me. A girl came over and started talking to me. Somebody else came and joined the group and was asking me questions. And I felt like a woman who had been in the desert, dying of thirst, and I found an oasis. I'm like, oh my God, these are my people. Like, they speak my language. And I have been surrounded by people who are not my people, who don't speak my language. And I mean, thank God I have my sister, and like, we got along great, and we built the company. But at the same time, there were aspects of it where I felt very alone.
Oh, there's something to be said. Yeah. There's something to be said about surrounding yourself with other people that are entrepreneurs, that are in the same game you are, that are we're all doing the same thing and needing the same assistance and working with the same resources. I love that. Yeah. So awesome that you say that.
So we're still doing like my new talk, the one I'm about to do on a bunch of summits I've been invited to, is 15 down and dirty money secrets for female business owners, right? And I've got a whole ton of them, and they're great, and they're not just taxes. Like, I just got a new credit card, like establishing a business line of credit so you're not using your own line, protecting your personal assets, all the reasons you want to start a business line of credit. Well, I did, got a Hey Taxi credit card, and it's a rewards credit card. And as long as I spend $7,500 in the first 3 months, I get $750 back. That's 10% on money I'm spending anyway. Hello? Like, be smart with everything you're doing. And I've got a whole bunch of tips like that. So come check me out at one of the summits. Love Yourself Successful is one that's coming up that I'm going to be on. Wow Your Audience is another one. Virtual summits are a lot of fun, and they're free to attend for the most part. And you can get a lot of information. So
a lot of freebies too. I love it because a lot of the speakers that are on summits online, we have the gift of technology now. And a lot of these summits that are online, the guests give away free gifts. So you can download and, they have to give something of value. And I love that because as entrepreneurs, I always say, take advantage of all of the opportunities out there of things that are free for you to take advantage of, which you were just talking about. This credit card is, an advantage of something that maybe someone else didn't realize, and they're building credit for their business on their personal, and they don't realize that they can build business credit. So Dawn, we'll have you put all those links in here so everyone has the opportunity to sign up for the things that you're doing. But we want to make sure you throw those in the comments for sure. So tell us, I know you have an event coming up soon. Taxes and Tequila, something really fun that you do. But first, I want you just to quickly, your Hey Taxi Academy community that you have is not all about taxes, which I think a lot of people do. They think it's just about taxes. There's so much more that you teach. You have 4 pillars, isn't that right?
Yes, we have 4 pillars of profitability. There's earn more. Everybody knows about earn more, right? And that's what everybody focuses on, chasing revenue. But it's not just, profitability is not just about how much you earn. It's how much you keep, right? So we focus on earning more, and there's a lot of strategies for earning more: alternate streams of income, affiliate marketing, like building that revenue ladder really solid, looking at what you have and diversifying, having a good business plan, everything. Earn more, keep more. Well, obviously one of the big focuses is taxes and maximizing the tax benefits of owning your own business, but that's not the only thing that we focus on. Like the rewards credit cards, and go set up a bank account that gives you $300 to set up your bank account. Buy your office supplies at the dollar store, people. I'm telling you, they sell Post-it notes. They're $1. They're not $3, right? So there's all kinds of fun things that we talk about in those in the 15 down and dirty money secrets. So earn more, keep more, access more money, access other people's money, not your money, access vetted coaches, access resources on demand on your time instead of having to go somewhere somebody else has recorded trainings at your fingertips. If you're like me, when I had my littles, my prime time was 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's when I worked. That's when I did it. And that's when I needed available. Right. Yeah. And so that's what we have: access more and belief. Belief, because what we found when we went out to the people who took Taxes and Tequila loved us. We're so appreciative of bringing home an extra $5, $10, $15,000 that they found at Taxes and Tequila. They loved the tax piece, but what they really wanted was mentorship. What they really wanted was somebody by their side helping them create a roadmap. What they really wanted and needed was someone who could believe in them and believe for them until they could believe themselves.
Totally.
And someone who could help them become certain, become empowered, because certainty, when you're certain, when you're empowered as a CEO of your business and you're certain, certainty is sexy.
Yeah, it's also convincing to other people when you're certain and you are clear with your message and you are passionate and believe. in what you do, that attracts other people to you. No one wants to do business with someone that's uncertain about their product.
It's a
or
turnoff.
service. Oh yeah.
It's a turnoff.
Yeah.
But part of certainty comes from being empowered, knowing that you're treating your business as a business, taking your business seriously. It's also being clear on your values and having your values being in alignment with your business. If you're not clear on your value proposition and your personal values, and they're not incorporated into your message and into your mission and into your business, chances are you're not going to be successful.
Yeah. So true. So true. So everyone, that's how she did it. I don't know if you guys were listening, but Dawn has had a lot of experience as an entrepreneur. And one of the things that she said that was kind of brushed over, if you remember when she talked about building her first company 32 years ago, she was constantly busy. She was being pulled. She was not living the life that she had designed or thought she had designed. So she changed they sold that company. She modified and went a different route and built other companies that we haven't gotten into today, that she created her life designed exactly the way she wanted to live it as her kids were getting older, to spend more time with her kids, to have the life that she wanted. And that was why she built this community, so that she could help other women do the same, because it's never fun and you cannot sustain a life that is built out of design of how you want to live your life. It's not sustainable. You'll burn out. People around you will burn out. You're unhappy and you're not living a fulfilled life. And so it's important for us to have that piece, that design piece in there, to design the life that you want to live.
Design a life that delights you. Delights you. So every morning you get up and you're like, oh my God, I can't even believe this is my life. And I got rid of the company. Actually, they gave it back to me. 5 years later, they gave the company back. I'm like, my sister's like, oh yeah, let's take it back. I'm like, oh no. We did take it back. And what was supposed to be a 3-month gig for me to do all of the legal and transition and everything was 18 months. And I'm like, this is not the life that I chose into. And so we renegotiated some things, and I left and went to Barcelona with my 8-year-old daughter. We took off. We went to live in Barcelona. We didn't know anybody. We didn't know a soul. I speak the language mostly, kind of, at that point, maybe not as good, but I was just ready. I was ready. I wanted to be out in the world. I wanted her to have that experience. And it was one of the best things we ever did. You should see her. She's 16 years old. She's talking about going to the University of Edinburgh as a direct result of living out in the world, right? Yeah. And she's so self-assured. She's so confident. She's got these very broad horizons. And I attribute a lot of that to what we did. So if you're even thinking about it, do it. It's like, it was the best thing. And we're getting ready to do it again. Oh, and then we did it in London. 3 years later, and we'll do it again.
So that's our challenge for everyone today. Big things happen when you take the leap, right, Dawn?
Yes.
Big things happen when you take the leap. When you think you're not able to, just take the leap, because good things will happen. You'll be happy with your life. You will not live in regret. And I always say, the fastest path to wealth is speed. So we need to make decisions quickly and correct slowly. So take the leap today, just like Dawn did in her businesses, and design the life that you love. Thank you, Dawn, for being with us. Have a wonderful week, everybody. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks, everybody.